Get that. Could you?
Well, and my watch is talking to me too. All sorts of crazy stuff is going on in the electronic world. So healing equals integration. Integration equals healing. When we are healing, we're bringing the parts of ourselves that we've rejected. How often have we rejected ourselves? We might not even realize that we're rejecting ourselves. But every time we say, there's that part of me that I don't like, there's that part of me that isn't working, there's that part of me that's bad, that part of me that's addicted, that part of me that eats too much, that part of me that overreacts, that part of me that alienates myself. Whatever part we don't like about ourselves, that's the part That's the part that needs more love. That's the part that needs to be integrated. That's the part that needs to be healed. And we've been thinking that we get to that healing by cutting something out. And I'm telling you that the healing is bringing it together. There is so think right now in your life, all of the parts of you, whether it's you as a parent, you as a husband or a spouse. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Kirsty. Thank you, everybody over here. Think about the parts of you that you're rejecting. What parts of you are you struggling with right now? What parts of you are you in a tug of war with, or a civil war? The parts of you that you don't like, the part that gets angry, the part that overreacts, the part that procrastinates, the part that overeats, the part that alienates or isolates, the part that is depressed, the part that is feeling excluded, the part that feels not enough. All of those parts, think about those parts. Thank you, Jeremy. What a beautiful, thanks, brother. Thank you, Jesus. Think about those parts of you. See them, you standing here, the seat of your consciousness. And there's all these parts of us that we've sent away. Get away, get away, get away, rejecting. I want you to just identify them and see you, that sweet part of you that just wants to be loved, that sweet part of you that just wants to be accepted, that sweet part of you that just wants to be nurtured, that sweet part of you that just wants to be included, that just wants to feel like they belong, right? And love that part of you. How do we love that part of you? Self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is the key to integration, is the key to healing. My good friend Chris Miller, who's one of the amazing shaman here at Rhythmia, reminded me of this beautiful saying that it's not so much about self-improvement as it is about self-acceptance, right? It's more about how do we accept ourselves just as we are. Here's the irony of self-improvement is that fundamentally we're rejecting ourselves. Self-improvement is a fundamental rejection of who we are. We're saying, I'm not enough right now. Who I am right now isn't enough. And I got to change something about myself. And that is the mechanism that keeps us tightly wound and locked into this repetitive pattern. The thing that we've been trying to change all of our lives and we just can't change it is fundamentally a rejection of ourselves. When we are comparing ourselves with others, our lives, our bank accounts, our health, our body, our experience, whatever we're comparing with another, we're rejecting ourselves. We're saying this experience isn't enough. My life right now isn't enough. And here's the truth. There's a biblical statement that says, to he who has, even more shall be given, and to he who has not, even that shall be taken away. What does that mean? It means that a consciousness of abundance begets more abundance, and a consciousness of lack begets more lack. So if I'm struggling to incorporate, if I'm struggling to heal a part of myself and I keep rejecting myself, I'm keeping in place the fundamental mechanism that's keeping me separate, that's keeping me from being healed. And so ironically, the thing that's going to heal us, the thing that's going to propel us into the next stage of our spiritual growth and development is radically accepting every part of ourselves. There's not one part of you, there's not one part of me that doesn't deserve more love, more acceptance, more kindness, more gentleness. Drop the rope, end the civil war, get off the hamster wheel, just stop and say that I am perfect, whole, and complete no matter what. I'm perfect, whole, and complete no matter what. No matter what I said, no matter what I did, no matter what happened to me, no matter what's going on right now, I'm enough. I'm perfect, whole, and complete. What do we mean by that? Because the mind goes, yeah, but that's not true. I'm not perfect, whole, and complete. I got this problem, and I got this illness, and I've got this issue with my family member, or I've got this thing with my job. I'm not perfect, whole, and complete. How could you say that? So the truth is that there is a part of you and a part of me that is the essence of life itself. And without that part within us, that essential core joie de vie, the force of life, the life force itself, without that, which is the seat of God within us, the seat of consciousness within us, if that wasn't there, then nothing could improve. Nothing could be healed. Not psychology, medicine, or affirmation or prayer couldn't do anything, because none of those things create life. The thing that creates life is in you right now. It's in me right now. And that is what we must nurture. So the first piece of this is a fundamental awareness that you are perfect, whole, and complete no matter what. No matter what. There's a part of you that is perfect, whole, and complete. And it is the focus on that part of us that will enlarge it. Where our attention goes, our energy flows. There's a saying in Spanish, no te enfoques en el punto negro. Don't focus on the black dot. And here's what's happening. We have all this stuff going right in our lives. We have all these things that are good and productive and fruitful in our lives. And we're not noticing them. We're noticing what's wrong. Where our energy goes, where our attention goes, our energy flows. And so when I'm focusing on the black dot, I'm enlarging that. And my consciousness will increase it. To he who has, even more shall be given. To he who has not, even that shall be taken away. So let's shift our focus to the rest of the page, to all the stuff that's going right in our lives. This is the beginning to realize that there's something all right about me. There's something okay about you. There's something all right about you right now. You need not change that part. Let's focus on that part and watch that part, that essential wholeness, that essential perfection that is at the center of your being. Watch that enlarge. This is what we mean by saying that the healing is the revealing of the essence of who you are. This is also the meaning of the statement. Dorota, hello, how are you? Good to see you. This is also the meaning of the statement. I just lost the statement. What was the statement? We were talking about enlarging that part of us, and that there's an essential part of us that has never been hurt, harmed, or endangered. And that is the part that's perfect, whole, and complete. It was the Buddhist statement that says we're all struggling to become more of what we already are. That reflects exactly what I'm talking about. There is that we're struggling to become more of that part of us that's already perfect, whole, and complete, that part of that essence of us that's already there. And the truth is that that's all we are. We think that all the things we want to change are who we are. But the stuff that we want to change, that's just grit and grime from the journey. Those are just stories and narratives that we've freely taken on. And so the revealing of our wholeness is actually the dissolution of all the other stuff. I like the word dissolve or dissolution rather than removing, right? Because I don't want to remove anything. Remember, all of it's me. All of it's perfect, whole, and complete. But there are these parts of us that we don't like they're a projection of us. They're an extension of us. It's not the truth of who we are, but we've projected out this story, this part of us. So we don't want to get rid of it because it's an extension of us, but I don't want to live in that story. I want to dissolve it so it comes back into the wholeness. It's dissolved back to where it came from, which is me and you. So we want to become more of what we already are. And we can become more of what we already are by focusing on the truth of who we are, by focusing on the perfection and the wholeness and the completeness of who we are. So we become more of who we are by focusing on what's right. Here's the truth. You want to solve those problems about what's going on in your life, the things you don't like about yourself, that intractable thing that you've been working on for so many years, and it just keeps coming up. You can't get rid of it, right? That part of us, here's the golden key to dissolving it. The golden key to dissolving it, twofold. First, stop thinking about the problem. Stop thinking about what's wrong, right? And start thinking about what's right. Start thinking about God. Start thinking about love. Start thinking about joy. Start thinking about beauty. Start thinking about what's going right in your life. As we do that, we begin to loosen up those patterns. The second part of that is also just observing without judgment the activity of those parts of us. So that's what's called acceptance. So first of all, I'm going to stop thinking about the problem as a problem. I'm going to start focusing on what's going right. Secondly, I'm going to observe without judgment the parts of me that are causing me pain or suffering, right? Because we're suffering or we're in pain or we're not living life fully and we're depressed or we're angry. So I want to focus on what's going right. And then I want to observe the things, those stories that keep coming up, those things that keep coming up like, oh, this is wrong, you're not doing that. I just want to observe that. And in the observation of it, it begins to lose its power. In the observation, when you observe without judgment, you find freedom. And that's what this is all about. How can I release the things? How can I dissolve the things that are keeping me from being free? I'm willing to dissolve anything that's keeping me from being free. I'm going to focus on what's going right in my life. I'm going to observe the things that I think are going wrong. I'm just going to observe them without judgment. That's ultimately self-acceptance. And then I'm going to see those parts come back into me and dissolve back into the fullness of who I am, because they're only a projection of my own mind. They're only a projection of my own thought forms. When people say that they have an entity attached to them, I don't believe it's an entity. I believe it's our own thought forms. It's our own sense of lack and limitation and not enoughness that's out picturing as disease or illness or as an entity or as that thing that keeps glommed onto us that we can't get rid of. It's our own thought forms. We want to dissolve them back in. We don't want to cut them out. We want to welcome them back in so that they dissolve back into the wholeness of who we are. All right. So I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful for this moment. I'm really great. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. This has been so wonderful. I appreciate you being here. I look so forward to seeing you next week. And I know for sure that what we talked about today is automatically happening. It's automatically happening for you. Automatically, you're observing the things that you want to shift. You're observing them without judgment. Automatically, you are bringing your awareness to all the stuff that's going right in your life. And automatically, you're watching the things that are going right begin to enlarge as you place your awareness on them. Where your energy goes, your attention flows, and you are in radical self-acceptance of every part of you, nothing wrong with you, perfect, whole, and complete from the get-go. Let that revelation of the truth of who you are, as it outpictures, that is the healing. That is the integration. That's what's happening for you and me right now. Oh, Bria says, I've been in pain for so long. I know. And I'm just knowing that you're on your royal road, Bria. You're on your royal road. Each of us, don't reject that pain. Don't reject it. This is your path. This is your path. There's not one part of you that doesn't deserve to be loved, even the pain. Don't try and cut it out. Observe it without judgment and accept that this is where you are right now. This is where I'm at. There's no better me. There's no better moment. There's no better time. This is it. Radical acceptance. Oh, I can feel the peace coming right now for you, Bria. The peace. And clarity. The peace and clarity coming for you. As you just observe. It'll start to loosen. Just observe. Focus on what's going right in your life. Just observe. I know it's happening. It's happening for all of us. And thank you for bringing that up, Bria, because what you brought up is up for so many people. Bria's saying, I've been in pain for so long and I can't make decisions. And where is my home, right? So we're just sending our sister Bria right now love, knowing that the presence of God is right where you are. There's no bigger, smaller God. In God, the fullness of God, the fullness of intelligence, the fullness of love, the fullness of the power and the presence is right where Bria is, right where each of you are, right where I am. Full, all of it. And we just open up to allow it to lead us moment by moment, breath by breath. We're in the midst of the presence of God. We're in the midst of it. And it's all happening now. Thank you, Bria. Praying, knowing your wholeness. I don't see pain. I see wholeness. I'm not denying your pain, but I know that there's a perfection within Bria that is seeking right now to be revealed. And that pain on the other side will be a pearl. It will be a pearl of wisdom for you to share your gifts and talents with the world. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful. God bless you. God keep you. God shine its face upon you and bring you peace. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Many blessings.